To end the year, AtokingToad and I headed to London for a few days to take in the sights. The best way to get around London is of course on the tube. The subway takes you all over the place and is really easy to use. Our first stop is Big Ben. The building here is actually called Westminster Tower and it's part of the Greater Palace, but it's the bell inside that's referred to as Big Ben. This is obviously a great spot for me to hit a bong, not so great for AtokingToad, so we are going to head out to the Thames and get one there. But the big bell on this chimes every hour, and you have quarterly bells that go every 15 minutes. Honestly not sure what time it was when we were doing this or what one's going, but it's a really chill spot for a bong at night time. Could well be different during the day, but recommend it for any use. Food was next, so we headed up to Chinatown. This place was absolutely packed. It's a Saturday night and it's hard to get in anywhere. What we ended up getting wasn't good, so I've not even bothered videoing it. But we headed down to Trafalgar Square after that and got a bong here. This is not the first monument to Nelson in the UK. The one in Glasgow was, but that's who's on the column up there, Nelson. This was built to commemorate the Battle of Trafalgar, and it's a good spot for a bong. It's a very well known landmark. You get the fountains in the background too, but I'm sure I get a video of them later on. We look at some gas powered lights in St James's Park. These used to be the norm all across London and in some other places. But now we have a wee bong shot at Buckingham Palace. This has been the royal residence since 1837 and every monarch since then's lived in there. Not really my thing, might be yours. Nonetheless, it's a really cool spot to hit a bong. I don't advise it though. After that we found this wee Chinese bakery, which wasn't too far away. I don't believe it was in Chinatown, but it was certainly nearby. The cakes were lovely. They're the ones that are more cream than anything else, but look at this. Like, that one had a lovely wee message inside, something about New Year. Let's see what it says. Something about colours, New Year, smash that ball. Right, here we go. It says, what does it say? It says, joyful surprises will colour your new year. Sounds good. Now here's the London Eye. Behind me is New Scotland Yard. A lot of people know what that was. Some people know it from the telly. Some people won't, but it's basically the headquarters of some of the biggest detectives in the UK. So aye, another smashing place to hit a bong, I would say. We walked up and down so many stairs this weekend, but worth it, because we got about places quicker than standing on escalators. Now we're on to the next day. We headed down to the graffiti tunnel to do a triple. We actually done the triple and the graffiti tunnel both days. It was 2 minutes for the hotel and it was well worth a visit. In fact, visited this more than twice, maybe like 4 times, so I had to take Tori down to it as well. She was interested. Because obviously I wake up in the morning and I'll disappear to do the triple, grab her a coffee, then go back up the hotel. That's the way it happens in Amsterdam, that's the way it happens in London. So aye, graffiti tunnel well worth a visit. We'll touch on that later in the video though, because there's so much to say about it. Triples outside are definitely harder than triples inside, believe me. Breakfast was absolutely pish on both days, but wee gaff near the hotel had a scone and a cup of tea for me, which set me right up. A few of you might notice this next one for movies and TV. This is the Alexandra and Ainsworth Estate. Definitely a must see for anybody that's into brutalist architecture, and also for anybody that's into cats, because we've seen at least 10 cats on this one street and only 2 in the rest of London, to be fair. So definitely worth a wee visit. But this is just a short walk for Abbey Road, which is our next stop for a bong. Now you might think I'm walking the wrong way, but anybody that knows me knows I'm not actually into the Beatles, and we're here for the countless other albums that were recorded behind the doors. Well, this is Wood Green. Stopped here for a quick bong on the way up to meet the uncle, and his mad pal of course. AtokingToad was doing a video call, so why not just stop here and grab one. Gets a bad name about itself, Wood Green, but for what I seen it was a pretty nice place. No different from any other scheme up here or any estate down there. It's in North London, so it's a wee bit out the road. And this is the London that most tourists do not get to see. Always worth stepping outside the boundaries, but not sure if it's worth stepping this far. There's not a lot to see up in Wood Green. So we linked with the troops. The uncle's got this mad pal called James. Now, here's James here. He's got a tumour in his lung now, and he's still out doing bongs. Because he's no fae Dublin, Glenn. He's fae Kerry. That's what he tells me anyway. He's no like the Dublin cunts. Whereas uncle here, he's definitely a seasoned pro at bongs. He's been doing bongs and dabs for a long time. Doesn't smoke tobacco, just smokes a wee hash pipe. So his lungs are well used to it.
Easy.
Fucking champ. Just out here in a wee park in Wood Green in front of the local fucking Irish bar where these two hang about. So if you ever down there, pop in and see them.
A couple of videos of the Reds, baby.
One thing I can tell you about the tubes is they are always packed. This wasn't even rush hour. Some of the quieter lines are not packed, but this is the northern line and it gets crazy. But we were going down to see my auntie, and that close right there is the first place I ever smoked a skunk joint. And it had just been hash before that, but my cousin got me a bit when I was about maybe 13 down there, maybe 12. We went into that close, we played killer with her pal, and I was fucked. So we walked from there, which is Clapham, right out of Brixton, and stopped right in the high street for a wee bong. After this bong, we went and grabbed some Indian food, which again wasn't great, so it's not even going in this video. And we bumped into a crackhead called Andy. Andy was out in his pyjamas, he was a friendly enough guy, just pissing about, wanted to watch us do a bong, so he got what he wanted. Here he is right here, have a listen to him.
There you go. Whoa, whoa. Well, oh, that's a nice light. Oh my goodness me. Wow. That's where I think I went wrong. What's the name?
Another day, another triple. So, of course, we're headed back down to the graffiti tunnel, which is actually called the Leek Street Arches. So, this street used to have vehicles running through it. It's right underneath Waterloo Station. But then in 2008, Network Rail got a hold of it. It then became their property, and they allowed a graffiti festival to happen under here. Now, it was arranged by Banksy. A lot of people are not into Banksy, we'll touch on that later on as well, but the tunnel's amazing. Basically, graffiti's tolerated down here, you won't get done for it. You can just come down here and paint to your heart's content. There's some absolutely belter works of art down here. The ceiling's covered, the walls are covered, most of the floor's covered, but it keeps getting wiped off with just people walking around. And it's a banging place to get a smoke. Like, I done 2 triples here, I done a couple of bongs here, AtokingToad done a couple of bongs here. Pretty central to London as well, so no matter where you are, you could probably get to this and have a look. Honestly, a must see. But I guess we've got time to talk about the bongs here, so that first one I'm hitting is the Sov. What's that called? A Sov Fixed 360 maybe? Mac would know, because that's where I got it, in the bong gallery. Definitely a good bong. Up next was the Uzi glass. The Uzi's a good one. It is a twin upgrade, I believe. It's got a wee milli on it for Fallout, the video game, or the series, whatever you're into. And the last one that I had with me this trip was the Jams glass. The Jams glass I built her too, but we're straight back onto the Uzi. And in the background there is a guy called Fussy Art. I'm sure that's what he said his name was. He was doing a bit. Good enough guy, spoke to him for a wee minute. Didn't actually get to see his finished piece of work, but I'm sure it'll pop up on his Insta. Headed out to Camden next. You can see in the background there's AtokingToad, if you've got a really keen eye. Camden is really busy just about all the time. If you look on the left there, there's a guy called the Camden Punk. Now he just sits about and gets on it all day. A lot of you will maybe relate to that, I do not know. but sounds like a good life, doesn't it? Sometimes. Aye, we stopped here for a bong right at Camden Lock before going into the market for a wee look a bit. Great spot for a bong, probably wouldn't advise it because there's security everywhere that are choking to get you trouble. I just managed to avoid them luckily. Now, Camden Market is the place to go if you're into alternative fashion or alternative lifestyle at all. Like, they've got all the clothes for moshers, they've got all the clothes for fetish people, they've got clothes for people going to raves, they've got hippie clothes, they've got all that Japanese stuff that I would say is a new alternative culture that's coming around, and they've got stuff for everybody else as well. Like, that's just a normal hat shop you can see on the left there. Look, lovely wee goth ornaments for Matty. Aye, great market. Very diverse, I would say. Meerkats, that's how diverse it is. Black cats everywhere. But aye, a very gothic, very moshery place. Bordering on hippie. But as I said, it's for all alternative cultures. But where Camden really shines is its food market. You've got food for all over the world here. It's like some of the best available in London. We didn't actually stop for any because I wasn't really in the mood for street food. It was a bit cold to be eating outside in London this weekend, I'll tell you that much. We did, however, stop for a cup of tea up the stairs in a wee place called the Camden Tea Room, I believe. It was so good that I was daft enough to leave my camera there and I had to run back and get it. The staff had kept it for me. Unfortunately, Amy Winehouse died in a flat nearby here in Camden Square, so there is this statue here to commemorate her. This is life size. I had to actually check on Google because it is so short. Didn't realise she was so short in real life. The homemade lemonade that you can grab in Camden Market is absolutely banging as well. Now, this is probably available in other markets, and I'm sure some of you will have tried it, but it's definitely one of my favourite drinks to grab when I'm in London. Refreshing, tasty, and they've even got a wee pink one. I think it might be strawberry flavour or something. AtokingToad had one of them, as you can see right there. They've got this wee place in the market as well. They'll customise a pair of shoes or a hat for you, and if you pay them enough, you'll have it done in 40 minutes. Got some really cool designs here, really good artists to be fair. I didn't get any, but I was definitely tempted. We mentioned Banksy at the graffiti tunnel, and I said I would touch on that later in the video. So now we're later in the video, and if you go back to 1985, there was a graffiti writer down in London called King Robbo. Now, King Robbo was known for doing one of London's earliest pieces right in the other end of this tunnel. It survived there up until 2009, with only having minor tags and bits and bobs sprayed over it. But then came Banksy, and Banksy done a big piece over it which basically blotted out the full thing, and that brought King Robbo out of retirement, who had been on a 10-year break. Now, this started a tit-for-tat war over this very spot here, and that war went on for a long time with some quirky pieces here and there, but it ended in Robbo's death, who accidentally fell and had a brain injury. There's a lot more info on a documentary, I believe, in Channel 4, so if any of you want to know more, go and have a look at that. It's definitely a good watch. We did get some food whilst we were in Camden though. This is Poppy's Chip Shop. Now, I believe there's a few of these across central London, and this one was absolutely fantastic. We both had the cod and chips. I had a wee side of curry sauce, we had mushy peas, and that right there is jelly deals. I tried the jelly deals, I did not like the jelly deals. Battersea Power Station next. This is an old coal-fired power station. A lot of you might actually recognise it from movies, TV shows, video games, but if you're a Floyd fan like me, you'll recognise it for the 1977 album cover for Animals. It's also one of the world's largest red brick buildings, so it's quite striking for a distance. We did get a better bong and portrait, but we just thought we'd use the landscape one in this video. Definitely a good spot for a bong, not too quiet though. By 1983, the station had stopped producing power completely, and it took all the way until 2012 for people to reach some sort of agreement to redevelop the site. The redevelopment included some commercial properties, but a load of residentials, high-end ones as well. So why not stop and have a wee bong there? I'm ripping on the Softby Bong Gallery. AtokingToads are there ripping on the Uzi Glassby Bong Gallery. Great wee spot for a bong, really liked this one. It was good to get a double in. Thank fuck for escalators though. Some of these stations are really deep, but without them, it would fuck you coming up all these stairs. Trust me, some of them were broke. We look at the fountains in Trafalgar Square. That guy holding a dolphin is definitely a weird one, but looking good. Big Ben there in the distance. So all we've got left now is to go and get a cheeky wee cup of tea before the train. Of course it's the Alchemist. Where else would we go really? Now these have branches all across the UK. I think they've got 5 in London alone. The Glasgow one does not let me wear a tracksuit. The Edinburgh one does, and so do the London ones. But IT's always banging in the Alchemist. If anybody's wondering what AtokingToad was drinking there, it was called the Antidote, and it's a no alcohol cocktail. Next for us though, is down into this tube station and across to Euston. One thing that London was definitely missing was decent buskers. Didn't see a lot at all. This guy was alright. That's as far as I'm going to go. And here we are, Euston Station. What a spot. Can only mean one thing. Let's get the bong out for one last hit.